it's always packed with grouse and deer tracks everywhere. And I'm like, man, I bet if they're used to that, like I bet that would be better than putting in some other kind of food.
Yeah, we have I think like a half dozen of them sit at pear and apple sitting in our cabin in the dark right now, and we'll put them in when we're there for turkey season.
Perfect. And you do the big hunting camp, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, that's how my wife's family is. They have so it's an old civilian conservation corps cabin that's right adjacent, the lot adjacent to the land we have, and it's they sleeps 25 dudes in 12 beds. Do that math.
Whoa.
It's interesting where it's everybody's great grandpa started going up there back when they take the train from Superior area, and like that was the hunt when they used to be like go down south to hunt deer because there weren't deer. And anyway, they bought that cabin like 1930s and still have it. It's pretty cool. But
how far is that from your place?
Throw a rock and hit it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that's cool.
It's interesting. It's they're all set in their ways up there. I don't know if your camp is like that, but it's like they do a lot of deer drives, and they've been doing the same deer drives since like 1954, and they're diligent records on what deer were killed, what years, and what drives. But like now that deer drive that we've been doing since 1954 is all mature timber. It's like, man, this drive we used to slay them here, and I'm like, yeah, it was 50 years ago. These are mature oaks. Like,
yeah,
you can build cabinets.
They're not holding deer here anymore. Yeah,
but it's more about the tradition in there. That's fine.
They're hunting public land, so it's not like they can't go and log it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's every now and then we do okay. Probably with 25 people on average, we shoot about 8 deer. But again, most of those people are 80 plus years old that are just hanging out.
Man, I'm in the same boat, dude.
Yeah,
it's an aging crowd, and yeah, they're set in their ways. I'm like, because everybody likes to do they like to pick a spot where they can see real far, and I'm like, man, that's the opposite. You know what you need to be doing. Like you just, especially if you're trying to kill a good buck. Yeah, and you can see 200 yards, you're not going to see him. You know,
I tell people that all the time. We have a guy. Oh, sorry, I'll do the intro. No, I'll do the intro, and then.
I thought we'd already be recording.
All right. How's it going, everybody? My name is Trevor Hubbs with the Mule Deer Foundation podcast. Today we're going to be doing a segment called You're Not Cool Unless You Pee Your Pants, which is where we bring on a famous person and try and get them to peer pressure you into caring about conservation because they say it's cool. Our famous person today is Janis Putelis. Yeah, sorry, I should have prepped you for that opening.
I did drink a lot of water on the plane, so I'm ready to...
Perfect. If Yanni pees his pants, you should pee your pants. That's what's cool. But, we keep it loose here. It's fun. But... Well, we were just talking before the podcast started about Wisconsin, and because we each have a property or an interest up there where we do some whitetail hunting when we're not chasing mule deer, which is our favorite animal to chase. It's Mule Deer Foundation. We have to say that.
Yeah.
Not that it's not true, but anyway, we've got a guy at camp, Joe Huck, and we call him the most valuable hunter, and he has not killed a whitetail since 1964. He's just there to enjoy himself and to cook, but. It's a very set in its ways camp. It's
well, you got to have those guys that just like to be there, and especially if they also do the cooking. Yeah, that takes a lot of pressure and workload off the people that would rather be in the woods.
100%. I don't know. Did you grow up in Wisconsin or did you grow up in Michigan?
I grew up in Michigan, but I grew up hunting Wisconsin.
Is your camp super big on milk? Because we have 25 people at this whitetail camp, and we go through 10 gallons of milk in 5 days.
No.
Coming from Missouri, where I grew up, my wife's from Wisconsin, that was a huge change. I'm like, I can't drink this much milk. They're like, oh, why don't you want any milk? And I'm like, I'm a grown man. I don't know, but I was just wondering if your camp was like that. Nope, just mine. Cool.
Yeah. No, I think they have traded Scotch for the milk.
That's a good trade. I would enjoy making that. We should swap camps one day. But no. So Janis, if for some reason people have been living under a rock, can you tell the audience what you do for a living and what you're about?
Sure. A tricky question to answer, but I've been working for MeatEater now for the company itself only I think for 7 years because that's when it actually became its own entity. But I worked with Steve for 5 years prior to that. Okay. Producing his show MeatEater, and we both were working for 0.0 Productions, who was the production company at the time. So. Yeah, prior to that, I was a hunting and fishing guide, and then just met Steve through Small World Story. His wife and I went to high school together.
Nice.
And I got into production and started out just being as an assistant and worked my way through, running the camera and then producing it, directing it, and worked pretty heavily on 5 seasons of it or so. And then when MeatEater really got going, I transitioned to the other side of the camera and started hosting my own episodes. And now I, split my time between making podcasts, making my own show. Sometimes I go and work on Steve's show still. Work pretty closely with First Light, in developing gear and testing gear. And then just, I don't know, it always seems like there's random stuff. And a lot of times it has to do with conservation, right? Doing something like this, coming to the Western Hunt Expo, or like Steve and I do a sweepstakes hunt for the TRCP.
Yep, another great organization.
Yeah, we take some folks turkey hunting every year. So
nice.
Never quits. It's always going.
There's no off season. Yeah, that's my favorite part about the First Light, MeatEater, that whole Phelps, FHF, that whole family, is they're so giving with their time, with their products to conservation. Whether it's TRCP or Mule Deer Foundation, BHA, RMEF, like you're all over the place. You have your own land access initiative you do, like that. It's super cool. It makes it way easier to handle like the workload, because it gets very busy, and it's a great job. Like I get to write about deer for a living. Could be writing about washing machines, but it's those 1 a.m., 2 a.m. like deadlines where you're up and working are way easier when you're surrounded by people that are so passionate, and it's always great to have you guys around. Thank you so much for everything you do for conservation.
Hey, it's our pleasure.
So tell me about. I have 2 daughters. You have 2 daughters. Talk about mule deer hunting this year. Tell me about that.
Yeah. We're lucky. We have a youth deer hunt in Montana. It's sometimes it falls at 2 days before general opens, but the way the calendar's kind of flipped, they now it's a week earlier, which it's catch-22, because sometimes you can have it where you get to hunt Thursday, Friday, and then roll into general and keep hunting.
Yeah.
Or this year when we went, it was only for Thursday, Friday. And then we ended up doing some fishing and some coyote hunting on Saturday, and then came home on Sunday. But awesome trip. Brody Henderson, who's a colleague of ours, his 2 boys are there. Steve and his 3 kids, and then another friend of ours, Pat, and his daughter are there. So we have quite the crew there, and
nice.
A lot of kids, and we did good. I think we had. Because we have 6 kids, and I think we killed 6 bucks in 2 days. Now, we're not being picky at all.
But it's good to show that success. That's what keeps them. It's like
100%.
On a bobber. 100%. You gotta keep them interested.
And I couldn't have asked for. This was the first. My oldest had killed a whitetail the year before in Montana. The youngest hadn't killed a big game animal, and again, we had only had 2 days, So I gave him the pep talk about, I wouldn't recommend passing on anything if you want to come home with a deer.
You've got that "it's okay" speech memorized for inevitably if they don't get one.
Oh yeah,
I have that.
Well, so we had to decide who's shooting first, right? Because I'm basically guiding 2 kids,
exactly.
And somehow I didn't really understand the logic, but. Because you would think the oldest that has already killed a big game animal would have said, "Oh no, my younger sister can shoot." But the younger sister has killed 3 gobblers. The oldest sister's only 1 Jake, and so somehow they did the math and they figured that the older sister should get to shoot first.
Yeah, 3 gobblers is greater than a Jake and a whitetail. Apparently,
I guess so. Yeah.
But it's always interesting to see how that value of wildlife, especially when it starts young, because that's just as far as the North American model of conservation and stuff we think about at the Mule Deer Foundation all the time is how to provide that value, and seeing it in other people, especially kids, is interesting to watch develop. But that might be
definitely.
its own podcast.
And there's no shortage of 2 sisters, 11 and 13. There's no shortage of competition there too.
Really? Yeah.
Oh yeah. So anyway, day 1 ends with no shot taken.
Okay.
The oldest almost got a shot, but it's just one of those deals where she was all set up and literally, put the shell in, safety's off, and the buck moves 50 yards, goes behind the hill, and the next thing we know, the whole herd moves off and no shot taken. So the end of the day comes.
That may run in the family. I think I saw a video of you doing that in Latvia, right? You looked away for a second.
Oh yeah.
That'll happen.
It'll happen. Got to be ready. But with an hour left in the first day, they start thinking about, well, who's going to get to shoot first tomorrow? Now what's fair? Does it carry over, or do we now let the younger sister shoot first? So I had to get on them a little bit because it's like prime time. We got an hour left in the day, and instead of glassing and looking for bucks,
I'm bickering a little bit.
Yeah, they're like bickering about who's going to get to shoot first tomorrow. And I'm like, well, if you guys shoot a buck right now, we don't have to worry about that, you know? Well, anyways, we don't get one. And we figure out that the youngest is going to get first shot the next morning. And so the oldest is pretty much, already is thinking that she's not going to kill a buck.
Sure.
And but we pretty much do the same hunt the second morning again, and kind of get up into a zone where we had seen some deer, get into some does, don't see any bucks, and we're kind of laying in some sage, and all of a sudden on the horizon we see 2 deer, and quick glass. I'm like, oh, they're both bucks. Sure. Like a 3x3 and a 4x4, not giants, but just your nice 2 to 3 year old bucks. And they ended up feeding basically off the horizon right in front of us, and we doubled up.
Nice.
Yeah, 350 yards. I had them both set up, one on either side of me. And
have you guys practiced that shot? That seems like
a
shot for a kid.
It does for sure. And I can speak to that. I feel very confident to let my girls shoot that range, especially we had 0 wind, so there was no wind dope to be played. But they each probably shot 200 rounds over the summer, and they're proficient enough where they were hitting 8-inch gongs from a seated position using like a tripod leg as a rear rest or a backpack as a rear rest, and then having a bipod like a tall bipod in the front.
Very stable.
And shooting an 8-inch gong at 500. Yeah,
that's amazing. What are they shooting? 243s or what's
6.5s?
6.5s.
6.5s that are suppressed with the Silencer Central cans on them.
Yep, so, Silencer Central. They sponsored a big giveaway we had yesterday for the Black-tailed Deer Foundation. Another really cool conservation focused company. So.
Yeah. No, it's listen, the 6.5 suppressed. I mean, you can't find a better kid's gun.
No,
and honestly, like I shouldn't even say that because I love shooting that gun too.
Yeah,
I mean, I've killed my last 4 or 5 big game animals with that setup. It's 6.5 Creedmoor suppressed. So, we put the time in, and not only that summer, like getting prepared for that hunt, but leading up to this now in Montana, we have some fox squirrels. I don't even like to talk about it because
that's the secret you like to keep.
Yeah, it's a nice little thing that we do. We love it. And there's no, it's not a game species.
Yes.
So it's not managed. So you don't have to have a license. You don't have to have, there's no minimum age. You don't have to have hunter safety. So basically, since they were old enough to pull the trigger, we've been hunting fox squirrels with a 22. And I think that has played an immense, like an important role in them, like just target acquisition, knowing how to get a good arrest, making a good shot. I've preach headshots on those squirrels. And so all the squirrels they've killed, they shoot them in the eyeball, what I mean? And so
that's awesome.
Then it just, not enough kids are doing that, I think, to then, because again, I had no qualms. 350 yards, they were both, prone, bipods, one on each side of me. And it was easy peasy. They both made, great shots. Like one hit the heart, one was like an inch above the heart. The one that hit the heart was a little bit mad because she hit the heart because
she wanted to eat it.
Oh yeah, it's one of their favorites. Right next to tenderloin, that they love eating that fried heart.
Yeah.